All right, Genesis chapter 30. When Rachel saw that she was not bearing Jacob any children, she involved her sister, "Giving me son, or I will die," she said to Jacob. Jacob became angry, and Rachel and said, "Am I God? Am I in God's place, who has withheld children from you?" Then she said, "Here is my slave Beryl. Go sleep with her, and she'll bear children for me, so that through her I too can build a family." So Rachel gave her slave to Beryl to Jacob as a wife, and he slept with her. Beryl conceived and bore Jacob a son. Rachel said, "God has vindicated me. Yes, he has heard me and given me a son," and she named him Dan. Rachel's slave conceived again, and Jacob bore Jacob a second son. Rachel said, "In my wrestling with God, I have wrestled with my sister and won," and she named him Neparcho. When Leah saw that she had stopped having children, she took her slave Zerah and gave her to Jacob as a wife. Leah said, "Zerah bore Jacob a son." Then Leah said, "What good fortune," and she named him Gad. When Leah's slave Zilpah bore Jacob a son, Leah said, "I am happy that the woman called me happy." So she named him Asherah. Rebekah went out during the wheat and harvest found some mudrons in the field. When he brought them to his mother Leah, Rachel asked, "Please give me some of your son's magistrate." But Leah replied to her, "Isn't it enough that you have taken my husband? Now you also want to take my son's magistrate?" Rachel said, "You can sleep with him tonight in exchange for your son's magistrate." When Jacob came in from the field that evening, Leah went out to the man, meet him, and said, "You must come with me, for I have hired you with my son magistrate." So Jacob slept with her that night. God listened to Leah and said, and she conceived and bore Jacob a fifth son. Leah said, "God has rewarded me for giving my slave to my husband," and she named him Leshek. Then Leah conceived again and bore Jacob a sixth son. "God has given me a good gift." Leah said, "This time my husband will honor me, because I have bore him six sons," and she named him Zebulun. Later Leah bore a daughter and named her Dinah. Then God remembered Rachel. He listened to her and opened her womb. She conceived and bore a son, said, "God has taken away my shame," and she named him Joseph. May the Lord add another son to me. After Rachel gave birth to Joseph, Jacob said to Laban, "Send me on my way so that I can return to my homeland. Give me my wives and my children, and that I worked for, and let me go." You know how hard I have worked for you. But Lesbren said to him, If I have found favor in your sight, stay. I have learned by destroying that the Lord has blessed me because of you. Then Lebanon said, Nay, name your wags, and I will pray them. So Jacob said to them, You know what I have done for you and your heads. For you had a very little before I come, but now your wealth is in seed. The Lord has blessed you because of me, and now when will I also do something for my own family? Lesbren asked, What should I give you? And Jacob said, You don't need to give me anything. If you do this one thing for me, I will continue to shepherd and keep your flock. Let me go through all your sheep today and remove every sheep that is sparkled and spotted, every dark-colored sheep among the lamb, and the spotted and sparkle among the female goats. Such will be my wage in the future when you come to check on my wages. My honesty will testify for me. If I have any female goats that are not sparkled or spotted, or any lamb that are not black, they will be considered stolen. Good, said Lebanon. Let it be as you have said. That day Lebanon removed the stroked and spotted male goats and all sparkled and spotted female goats, every one that had any white on it, and every dark-colored sheep among the lamb, and he placed his son in charge of them. He put 3-day journey between himself and Jacob. Jacob, meanwhile, was shepherding the rest of the lamb flock. Jacob then took branches of fresh poplar among and pine wood and pieced the bark, exposing wild stripes of the branches. He set that peeled branches in tight in the front of the sheep in the water channels where the sheep come to drink, and the sheep bore with they come to drink. The flocks bore in front of the branches and bore straight sparkled and spotted young. Jacob separated in lambs and made the flocks face the stripes again and completely dark sheep and Lebanon flocks. Then he set his own flock apart and didn't put them with Lebanon sheep. Whenever the stronger the flock were breeding, Jacob placed the bunches in the thought and full view of the flock, and they would breed in front of branches. As far as the weakling of flocks, he did not put out branches, so it turned out that the weak sheep belonged to Lebanon and stronger ones to Jacob, and the one became very rich. He had many flocks, male and female, slaves, and camel and donkeys.